What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today we have Thalassa as the new game mode here. I love this game mode where you go up with all individual types of squads. Sometimes you can use specific celestial and hydrogen heroes. This one's very important to have a Thalassa on your squad for this one, and of course, this is where things get a little tricky. If you guys really want to optimize and really push for rank, you're going to have to be doing some resetting here, because you guys can see, like, we have a bunch of these at 39. We don't have our Graveborn very far. Most of the best records you see are going to have fully maxed out level 39 faction talents. For me personally, I never use this team anyway, so doing it for the Ravaged realm isn't something I care about necessarily, but there are some teams that are very, very good. Now, one team we're using is not what most of the traditional teams are using. You can always see what type of formations a lot of people are using up here. Some of them are very good, others not as good. But there are very specific teams that I've seen personally do the best, and I tried to replicate it with very, very similar teams. Now, these teams are going to require you to have heroes like Hodgkin. You're going to need to have heroes like Thalassa. You're going to need like a Supreme Plus or higher Sylvina. And again, a lot of these damage numbers are also going to come into play based on what your magic charms are. If you guys really don't know what your account can do, just go down the list. Just start going through, use this team, then use this team, then use this team. Most of these teams are slightly different. However, I got my best score with the team I'm going to show you guys right here, because I saw a lot of people on Discord and everything using a similar team. And I was like, you know what? I can replicate that. Now, the big payoff on this first boss is going to come in the form of Thalassa. There are a bunch of these tentacles. You can see there's 4 tentacles around the main boss, Thalassa, and she just looks awesome as well. Like, she's just absolutely amazing. You can technically use Scarlita and Dunlinger. I really don't recommend it. And you can see here, we only have level 20 Immortal Pack, so it does mean we aren't going to be able to push unless we want to take the time and redo all of our talent trees. However, I hate that when you redo your talent trees, you have to redo every single talent tree. So it is a time investment. It's not really something I care about too much to do. We are also going to be running the frontline spell here. This one's going to be really good for life drain, some extra damage as we cross the battlefield and everything like that. Beyond that, the second team, we are going to use something a little different than a lot of people aren't doing, and that's probably because Hodgkin isn't a hero they normally have. Other teams are using heroes like Igor or Sylvina if you're not using her on the main squad. The most important part is having Cessia in this bottom spot and having Carolina here while using the resonating spell. So I'll show you guys what the combat looks like here as well for our squad. And again, the Thalassa is basically the one that's going to be doing the most work here. Like, a ton of work goes in here. We have the healing from Ludovic. We get some bonus damage applications. And right there, the second Thalassa gets to that tile right there is when she's able to start pumping out extra damage, because of the fact that we have this frontline spell. You have to be on the enemy side of the battlefield for it to go off, and this is just where we've gotten the best overall damage numbers so far for this battle. So we're already up to about 40 billion. The top damage dealers out there are literally pushing like 100 billion plus damage. We're still in that like 70 to 80 billion, which is still a really good number, especially since we're not really optimizing our team or anything like that. So kind of is what it is with at this point. But this is a really, really solid team to go with, but it definitely means you need Thalassa on it. And you can see right there, even in our situation, Thalassa did barely end up dying there. And this is where the damage at the end can fall off. If you get a little unlucky with the damage on Thalassa, you don't have enough healing, that does become an issue. And sadly, you cannot use a Reiner on this one, so there is that. Having Hodgkin in this is pretty nice, because of course he has those illusions that are going to help fight across the battlefield. So we have 2 illusions and a summon from Cessia that take the front line brunt of it pretty much. And then of course we're doing some AoE damage and some magic damage between the Cessia and the Carolina. Usually this can be some pretty good damage overall. It's the best personal damage I've had. I've tried the other teams that are on the leaderboard. This team right here has done more damage for me than the typical leaderboard one. We do have some AoE, granted that's not that big of a deal, but having those summons and illusions and everything definitely pays off to take down those tentacles as fast as possible. Like, this is just the best team for her right here, it seems like, for the Graveborns. And if we do see anything else pop up, we'll let you know. Granted, this is going to be like, I think, a week-long event. Every single day we have a different faction that we're going to be attacking with. And you can see here, we're at like the 30-ish billion mark. So we're in that 70 billion range to 80 billion range. That's something that most people who are spending are probably going to get to. And you see right here, the most important part is it's keeping us in the top 100, because if you take a look at the daily rankings, you definitely want to try to be in the top 100 overall. You're going to be getting a ton of these Radiant Crests now, which is pretty important here. There's not a huge difference between like top 100 and top 20. Like, you're getting almost all the same resources, except you're getting like more essence and of course more of the frame upgrade, which, let's be honest, don't really care about that. And of course, staying in the top 20 for the finale is important, because that's how you're going to get all that back bling and everything, and the costumes. If you do get in like top 100, you're still getting a couple pieces, you're just not getting everything. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. We'll let you guys know what these other teams have in store for us. Really can't wait for the Lightbearer one. I think that one's going to really pop off. We just got to see how these all play out. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.